Mhm, mhm. What's up, Thomas? How are you, buddy? Did you try to get that Sam's drop just now? No, you're good. You don't need any prismatic. By the way, was all that stuff in the Discord? Is that what you bought today? So you got another Ascended Heroes ETB and some Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles? Yeah. Yeah, Forged in Fire. They've got what is it? Perfect Order. ETB booster box, like $230 after shipping. But I just spent like $300 yesterday on the Pokemon Center. Ordered a Blastoise, got some cards. So what's up, Ludwig? What's up, Roxy? How are you? How's your all's week? What'd y'all think about 30th? The whole starters, all that fun stuff. What's up, Snack Bread? How are you, bud? Yeah, I've heard a lot of people, Thomas, they don't like the Ninja Turtles, which I thought was interesting. I mean, I think Ninja Turtles is pretty popular. Of course, I don't collect any magic. Yeah. What is it? Geki? Is that what they're calling it? Something like that. I think Geki's the best. And then I guess I kind of like the Angry Bird. What is it? Bout or boot or something like that. And the little fire dog, I don't give a shit about. That's literally a Pomeranian. But yeah, for sure. Geki. As long as they don't mess up the evolution line, I think it'd be really cool. So dude, the presentation was pretty bad. Yeah, I mean there wasn't a ton to it. You hate the all? The I don't know what you mean, snack bread. Which one do you hate? Yeah, for me, I didn't like the bird at first, and then when you notice the eyebrows, it reminds me of Angry Birds. So I was like, okay, you know. But a lot of people are talking about how they love that fire dog. So it'll be really interesting to see. But I got really excited for 30th for a minute because I thought we were going to get legend cards, but then I realized they're just showing off everything that they've done. Not everything, but a lot of the things you think about like over the past. So could they go back and do a bunch of remakes or I hope they do a bunch of remakes. Yeah, I was talking to Crazy, speaking of the guy, I was talking to Crazy and eventually I feel like they're going to have to switch it up. So they might have to do, instead of grass, water, fire, they're going to have to do like ghosts and I don't know, like metal, ground, rock, something like that. Like they're gonna have to switch it up at some point because you can only make so many like fire, water. Even throw some electric in there. Let's get like another electric Pokemon. Like it would be cool though. What you said about the dragons, but let's be honest. Do we really expect that from Pokemon? Like that's the whole thing. People are trying to blow up this 30th anniversary and talking about how great it's going to be. And I'm just like, we always expect more than what Pokemon provides. So I wasn't too surprised, but I do like I said, the Geki or the Gecko. or whatever it is. I think it's like a gecko, but I think that's really cool. So I was excited when I saw that. Poison evolution. Yeah, there's so many things they could do. I don't. I've heard rumors. I've heard rumors of the whole like a poison evolution or a ghost evolution. That would be really cool too, depending on how they do it. But we'll just have to wait. We'll just have to wait and see. It's been a while since they've had a new evolution introduced. So honestly, I think Gen 10, they just need to keep evolutions away. So you're good, Snack Bread. You're good. Thanks for coming by. What's up, crazy? Are you still at the hospital? Yeah. No, I know. We got Arcanine. We've got all kinds of different. Yeah, I mean, that would have been really cool because isn't it supposed to be in Indonesia? So if the game's in Indonesia, why not give us like a water snake or, like they could have totally gone way more Asian inspired, in my opinion. But what did you think, Roxy Thomas? What did you guys think if you guys are even still in here? You didn't make it. All right, I got you. So what's going on? You said your what is it? Your brother or your uncle's in the ICU? Gay elephant? Yeah, they could have done an elephant. They could have done a. Well, we just had an alligator crocodile style last gen, so they couldn't have done that. But they could have done a snake, like a cobra. That would have been really cool. I know that we already have kind of that like with Arbok, but I feel like they could do maybe a revamped version. Um, but yeah, I don't know. I don't know. What are we thinking about 30th? I know we didn't get much, but based off what we saw, are we getting a bunch of remakes? I think it'd be hilarious if we get nothing but just a bunch of remakes. I think that would be awesome. So that'd be so funny. We get like a Crystal Lugia. Um, let's get the Boombrion from Evolving Skies, even if it's got the stamp on it, right? Let's just go ahead and get those done. A bunch of these popular tag teams. Let's go ahead and get some of those too. Let's make it one giant set, but of all remakes of like when you think of top chase cards. That would be beautiful, in my opinion. What's up, LeChonk? How are you, bud? What's your opinion on what we saw with the announcement from Pokemon today? Yeah, I think the water lizard's cool. Big fan. I won't play. I hate that they're pushing people to have to get a Switch too. I think that's bullshit. Like, just put it on both. That's what Xbox did for a very long time. Xbox, if you had like what was it, a one and an X or a 360 and an X, maybe the game didn't look as good, right? But at least you got to be able to play it. And apparently, wind and waves are going to be Xbox or sorry, Switch 2, which I think is absolute bullshit in my opinion. So I won't be able to play it, but I'm really excited for it. So I think the game looks beautiful. We'll see how it actually um, looks once it comes out. But yeah, if they don't have some sort of mechanic where you can get on like a Lapras and go across the ocean, or I don't even know what kind of Pokemon you could use to dive. I don't know. Like maybe you could use a Lapras or something too. A different water Pokemon. Maybe you could use one of those. But like if they don't have some sort of mechanic like that, like that's a real letdown. I feel like that'd be really cool to be able, again, just like back in the old day on your video games, you used to be able to hop on the Lapras and of course you fast traveled. You didn't get to go wherever you wanted, but I think it'd be really cool to be able to like, get on a water Pokemon and just keep on going. There's a water board, there's a hoverboard that you attach a Pokemon to. I don't know. We'll see. Like I said, I think the game looks beautiful. So Green chicken is your favorite out of the three. I hear you. I didn't like the green chicken at first, but like I said, it reminds me of Angry Birds. So we'll see what they do. Like I said, it's really gonna be interesting what they do with the evolution lines of them. Like I think like a lot of people in here, of course we got like seven people, but the gecko, the Grecki or whatever they call it, I think that as long as they don't screw up that evolution line, it'll look really cool. Of course, the little angry green chicken will be interesting for sure. I don't know. I don't know. Crazy. I have no idea what it is. It just looks like an angry bird to me. So we'll see. It'll be interesting to see what happens though with it. Yeah. No, I know. We actually, I that was one of the last Pokemon games that I played with my son. We had Let's Go Eevee at the time. We played that a little bit. He wasn't the biggest fan of it, honestly. And then we played Sword and Shield. I can't remember which one it was. I believe it was Shield that we played, and we had a blast. We had an absolute blast playing that game. Me and my wife, we played for like 2 hours one night, just looking for a Gumi so we could get a Gudra because that was one of our like family favorite ones. So it was a good time. It was a good time. I definitely miss it, but I'm not paying whatever a Switch 2 is going for because what'll end up happening is I'll never have any free time to play it. So yeah, I don't know what they're gonna do with what Bomb It or Boom It or whatever that thing's called. I don't know what they're gonna do. Pokopia, yeah, it looks. I'll be honest. Even if I had a Switch, I have a Switch, but if I was playing, that would not be a game for me. I don't like what is it, Animal Crossings and whatever other crazy games that it's supposed to be. Because honestly, Pokopia looks like a hodgepodge of some of the most popular games that they have, like Animal Crossings and whatever else. So, but hey, you know what? They're doing all kinds of things that, um, what is it called? Pokemon Champion. That looks really cool. So that I'm excited for that. I know it's going to be a while, but for it to be on mobile, I think I'm definitely going to play that or at least check it out. We'll see. Um, I haven't looked too much into it, but that does look exciting. I'm excited for that. So it's a lot easier if I was able to get stuff on my phone. So what's up, Adro? How are you? Yeah, dude, I'm not paying. Yeah, Minecraft. Yeah, I don't know the Viva Pinata or whatever. I don't know. I've never heard of that game before, but $728 for a Switch 2 and Mario Kart. That's fucking criminal. Like, what makes what makes Nintendo think that they can do that? You're not even you're not even paying that for an Xbox or a PS5. Oh, you missed the online drop. You got sidetracked. You forgot what you were doing because I feel like everybody's been talking about that today. Of course, after the whole Pokemon Day presentation, I feel like everyone's like, "Don't forget about the Sam's drop tonight." So my Sam's Club got wrecked. They got hit super hard. My wife went a couple hours later, and there was no bundles left. So that's crazy. Yeah, I'll just stick with my Switch. Well, I mean, I guess I can't even play Pokemon games really anymore on the Switch, huh? I mean, I can play the old ones, but I can't play any of the new ones. Which I just don't understand why. Like, I get why they're doing that. They're trying to force people into buying the Switch too. But you're also, do they just think that people are just that desperate to play? because that just seems like if the Switch was a $200 console, like the Switch 2 was a $200 console, I would understand that, right? But if you're charging five, six, $700 for a Switch 2, I just feel like people are gonna be like, all right, I'm just not gonna play the game anymore. Yeah, exactly, man. You could I mean, $700, what you could buy. Destin Rivals is going for five right now. So you could buy a Destin Rivals and I don't know, a Battle Styles, or you could pick up Charizard UPC, pick up Prismatic SPC, have to pay a little bit more for that. But yeah, like at least those are going to go up over time, right? You hold on to those for a while; those are going to continue to climb. Your Switch is only going to go down in price. So it's just it's crazy. Fire Red and Leaf Green are on the Switch One. Yeah, I just like I said, I don't play that much, but I was excited for the game. Like I said, the game looks really cool in my opinion. Um, at least it could be really cool. We'll have to wait and see again what they do. And I don't even know how many of you guys actually play the games anymore. I know Crazy Oki, um, he's been playing Legends ZA, but I was excited. And then, like I said, but who knows? I apparently they make the games look really good and like full of life, and then you actually start to play the game and there's like no Pokemon around. So I haven't played since Sword and Shield, so maybe it's been different, but at least in the game they made it look like there was all kinds of different Pokemon that you could run around and looks you know vibrant, full of life. So I'll for sure watch. I'll be interested in watching, and I haven't been interested in a while for a video game. So we'll see. In a PC, a prismatic. Yeah. I wonder, would you guys rather have a prismatic Pokemon Center ETB or a Destin Rivals booster box? And I know booster boxes are probably going to be more expensive, but as much as people love to talk about prismatic, and it was funny. I've been watching a bunch of videos about what Pokemon dropped on their website, and everyone's like, the the prismatic was a great deal. $110. You're paying markets 180, 190 currently for the figure collection. That's a great deal. Of course, you have to get the plushie and all that stuff. But the Charizard UPC, that's $180. That comes with two plushies, a Charizard X and a Charizard Y, and a couple pins, which is going for what it's going for in market. That's a ripoff of a deal. I'm like, what the fuck are we talking about? How is there's no difference. Like, yeah, you're making an extra couple bucks with the figure collection, but the Charizard UPC is still a good deal. I just didn't understand that. But again, it's everybody's on that prismatic train right now. Everyone's gooning over prismatic, got to get prismatic, and everything else is just ass. So that's crazy. Video game consoles do not go up after they've been released, typically. The Xbox and the PlayStation 5 did because they were scalped all to hell, but not the Switch. I had fun with the DLC when we paid for Sword and Shield. I had fun with it. We had fun with it. We didn't get to play all of it. We played the first one with the Urshifus, and then there was the ice one or winter version, and we didn't get to play it that much. So, what's up, Celestial? Yes, we are booming, but not everything's booming, but we're booming. And I don't know what UPC you're talking about. That's almost $800. I guess you're talking about 151 because 151 is going absolutely ridiculous right now. The Blastoise went. Which the Charizard, we're not really seeing it climb as much as the Blastoise, but the Blastoise went from an 80, $90 card a couple weeks ago to 120 bucks, which is pretty crazy. So, but I mean, Destin Rivals is currently down $100 from what it was going for a month ago. So I wouldn't say that we're booming. The four Ogerpon plushies. Yeah, dude, people are just buying whatever they can. I didn't even see that collection for the Ogerpon. What was it? Was it the Ogerpon Premium Collection? I don't know what two Bon means. I did see you bought a card. What was it? What was it? Forest Pikachu? Well, you didn't. I mean, yes, you bought it. You traded for it. I feel like you're. Are you talking about my most recent video, Mr. Redbeard? Gonna retire off those 3 packs? Yeah, you might get you one step closer. You know, it'll probably buy you a nice hotel stay in 20 years off those 3 packs. So that's crazy. And what'd you say it was going for? Like 150? 150 bucks for a $30 box that nobody gave a shit about. Nobody cared about those Ogerpon boxes. I remember going to an LGS and they were just sitting there. They had tons of them. What's up, Lambo? How are you? Why you gotta come on here and make fun of my last video, Redbeard? And you know it's true. You know it's true. Ton of people, oh, not a ton of people. I had people come in and be like, nah, that's just the investor bros. That's just the investor bro channels. You see 80% of people, but I stand by it. Thank you. That's all I'm saying, man. But people want to deny it. Again, people want to deny it and say that it's not about the value, but it is. It's all about the value right now. It's not about how good the artwork is. I mean, I personally, I don't think that Gengar should be an $800 card. So I think it's crazy. I don't think the artwork's that good for it. But of course, I'm just one person. I'm not the market. So the market can. Oh, the Gengar's gone up again. Yeah. What did I hear? It was like almost 900. Is it 900 yet? Which is crazy. I mean, I don't know. You guys let me know. Are you that big of fans of the Gengar? You got a fire Pikachu e-reader, Black Star? Yeah, send it in the Discord. It'd be cool to check that out. I hope that they bring back e-readers. It'd be cool. Not like bring them back, but put them in the 30th anniversary. Like I said, I hope the 30th anniversary is just a massive hodgepodge of all-time favorite cards. That would be amazing, in my opinion. I don't know, Lambo. That's kind of crazy, man. That's kind of crazy. I feel like a lot of people really like Mega Gengar. I just feel like the artwork could have been better. You know what I'm saying? Like if they would have done not an art style, but kind of the same art style as they did for the Fusion Strike Gengar, with a Mega Gengar, like World Eater style. Like I feel like that would have been crazy. But I might be wrong. I could be completely wrong on that. You love the Team Rockets Wobbuffet? I just think people don't care about the Team Rocket that are on there because it's not Jesse and James. It doesn't even have Giovanni in it. So yeah, I mean Celestial technically the market can stay irrational. I think a lot of people are getting burnt out. I think even the people that are making a shit ton of money, I feel like just they're burnt out. It's always the thing is it's always a grind. Like you're keeping an eye on when these drops are happening. You're trying to look in all these discords to see if they're saying, hey, there's potential Pokemon drop this day, or there's a Walmart drop, or there's a Target drop, or like it's just kind of exhausting. I mean, you're seeing content creators uh, like with 5K subscribers, and they're even burnt out on Pokemon and talking about Pokemon. So I just technically, yes, the market can stay crazier than we can, but I'm pretty stubborn. So I'm gonna continue to stick around and and make sure I see a bear market at some point, and then I can rest. Then I can give it up. Gotta go feed your fish. Yeah, I don't care anything about the Gengar either. I've never seen the Gengar though. To be fair, I haven't seen it in Japanese. I haven't seen it in English. So maybe if I saw it in person, the art, the colors pop and look amazing. But I haven't personally seen it. So I guess Lechonk has. $900 is crazy. That's what you want for the 30th. Crazy. You want an Aerodactyl, a Rotom, and an unknown SIR. Do we see? I feel like Wind and Wave wasn't delayed. I don't like. I feel like we've gotten games and different newer gens. Like we got Sword and Shield back in the beginning of March. When it happened, Scarlet and Violet was March. So I don't know. Maybe was it supposed to come out in 2026, or were people just speculating it was going to come out in 2026? Have you seen the card in person, Lechonk? Yeah, but we love megas now. So people don't like megas, especially you have to think the megas that we had back in X and Y were way better than the megas we currently have. So it doesn't mean that we still can't get some cool megas. I'm not saying that a Mega Blastoise isn't on the table, or obviously we're getting a Mega Rayquaza, but like we don't have a Mega Alakazam. We have like a Mega Gengar, the Mega Dragonite. Do people really care for that card, or do they only care about the value? I know that card's going up. I know that that's absolutely wild that that card's going up in price. It'll go down eventually, especially when we get those booster bundles. Those booster bundles should help out. Um, I watched a Danny Phantom video, and Danny Phantom was talking about how his distro was told by Pokemon that they're not focusing on booster boxes whatsoever as of right now, that they're focusing on ancillary products. So we hopefully should get a decent amount of booster bundles. Of course, will they get scalped? Will people sit outside of Targets and Walmarts and Best Buys for a day straight just to be able to get their hands on? They could, but I definitely think Pokemon's printing, printing, printing. So I will be shocked if that Gengar, by the time Ascended Heroes goes out of print, that Gengar is a $800, $900 card. I know Gengar does very well, but Gengar does not always do very well when it first comes out, or even for a while after it comes out. So yeah, I need to go to a card show. I've got a card show coming up next month where I live. I'm gonna go. Maybe I'll be able to see the Gengar in person, but like I said, I'm not paying $900 for it, and I'm pretty sure Japanese is still around 300. Yeah, I mean, just give it a little extra time. Give it a little extra time. I think honestly, we were talking about it. I think you were around Lambo a couple weeks ago when we talked about it. I think probably what we have going on is we'll have the Darkrai, we'll have the Rayquaza set after Ninja Spinner, then we'll have 30th anniversary. I know that some people are speculating a summer, specialty set. I don't really know how that's supposed to happen. Um, and then we'll probably get one more set in January as a specialty set, like we did with Paldean Fates, 151, stuff like that. And then we'll go into Gen 10 probably in March. So who knows? But I would imagine that with the game not coming out until 2027, that that's probably what they're going to do. I don't imagine they're going to come out with Gen 10 TCG and not have the game out yet. For alligator, so Adro, do you like that for alligator though? Like I know that for the most part it is for alligator, but I just can't get over that head, that stupid mega mechanic they gave him. Yeah, yeah. I don't know. It'll be really interesting. I think that if we get the Mega Rayquaza set before 30th, then we get 30th. If the 30th is a bust or people lose interest very quickly because of it goes along the same lines as celebrations and even generations, then do we really see a dip off into the market, or does it just keep on going until Gen 10? Because I feel like a lot of people are not super hyped about Gen 10 as it currently stands. Like I was watching somebody, and I'm not gonna say who it is, but I was watching somebody today uh, talking about the Pokemon Day presentation, and when they saw the video game and they saw the Gen 10 Pokemon, typically they goon over about everything that Pokemon does and say that everything Pokemon does is amazing, and they were kind of like, "Uh." So, yeah. Well, I wish that they did. I wish they did, Lambo. I wish that we had Gen 10 game coming out right now. And 30th anniversary was going to be what? July, August. We could just go ahead and get it done. I'd rather get this stuff done in the middle of the year, beginning of the year, than towards the end of the year, because it just makes for a long ass time trying to see what's happening, trying to figure out what's going on. Sviera is so cooked. It might be. It might be. I know a lot of people don't think that anything of SV is going to be touched. I don't agree with that because we've seen surging sparks. I've heard a rumor, of course, nothing confirmed, but that they pulled out the vending machines 151 and they're putting in more surging sparks booster boxes. So my only thing is I don't think that we're gonna get, a ton of these sets like Journey Together. Of course, we've got like booster bundles. I don't think, I think we'll continue to probably have a little bit more of those booster bundles. I just can't imagine Pokemon not touching Destin Rivals booster boxes. And that might be the only thing in Scarlet and Violet that they touch. That could absolutely be it. Or they may not, right? In a hypothetical world, they may not. I think it's unlikely, but we'll have to wait and see what happens with Mega. So if we continue to go for one, we had Phantasmal Flames, pretty small set, perfect order, very small set. The Ninja Spinner is supposed to be a small set as well. If we go one for one, so we have that Abyssai, the Darkrai set, a standalone set, the Mega Rayquaza set, a standalone set. It potentially allows Pokemon more of an ability to go back and print those sets quicker than like a Paldea evolved or a Destined Rivals or something. Essentially, they can print if they needed to two booster boxes to one booster box of those other sets with how small they are. So there's always potential, of course. 2028, 2027. I've heard there's potential for 2027. The printing facility that they just got to come up and go. There's a lot up in the air, and we don't know what the market's like. So the market at the end of this year could completely die and flatline, and people are leaving, and that just means that Pokemon can continue to print what they're printing, and they'll catch up. So I don't think it's like exactly that straightforward, but yeah, I don't know. I don't know, crazy. I really don't. Yeah, I'm a big fan of Feraligatr. Uh, Feraligatr, Swampert, and Typhlosion are like my three favorite all time. But I just don't like that card. Again, if that card ever gets to like $50, yeah, I'll pick it up. But I'm not paying. I think it's going for about 150 right now. What do you mean, Lambo? What games? But I'll tell you what. We'll look at it tomorrow. If you guys want to come by tomorrow, we're gonna have to start doing a little bit of a different because my wife's back at work. So the streams are going to go for about an hour and a half, maybe 2 hours, depending on what we're talking about and how everything's vibing. But unfortunately, I have to be responsible and get some sleep. So tomorrow, though, we'll be inside. If you guys want to come by, I'll want to take a look at Death Rivals and Prismatic and 151. But I would definitely, if you guys don't have some cards in 151 that you're wanting, right now is probably a pretty decent time to pick those up because we don't know what's going to happen to those cards, especially in a you know hypothetical, since Celestial's in here, hypothetical bear market. Obviously, they probably will go down in price, but it might be a good flipping opportunities for sure because that Blastoise is going to be a $200 card here pretty soon, in my opinion. So yeah, no, I think Wind Wave looks beautiful. It's just gonna depend on how does it actually look when the game comes out. Did Pokemon just kind of do a trailer and stick a bunch of Pokemon in there that aren't in it? If you go swimming in the ocean, right? Are there gonna be Krabbies on the bottom floor? Jellicents floating around and stuff like that? I don't know. Or or you just gonna swim around and there's like one crab, one crab. I don't know. I don't know. If they make it look like how the trailer looked, if that's how the game actually is and performs, I think it would. I think it's gonna be a really fun game. It looks beautiful. It absolutely looks. It's that's like my favorite theme is oceans, beaches, mountains. Like it looks absolutely beautiful. So I'm jealous, but I'll be okay. Oh man, yeah. Have you seen what it's been doing, Lambo? What the Blastoise has been doing like over the last couple weeks? It's absolutely wild. I picked one up in Korean for $60. Yeah, I got a Venusaur the other day too. I traded in some singles, some bulk singles that I didn't care for, and I got a Venusaur from 151. I was going for a Blastoise, but they sold out on the Blastoise, and then I got a Milotic from Surging Sparks. So I'm pretty happy with that. I got a Blastoise that I ordered in Korean. That'll be here probably sometime next week. I've still got the Zekrom and Reshiram coming from Korea. That should be here sometime in the next couple weeks. I want to pick up a Latias from Surging Sparks, but it's going to be Korean, so it's Paradise Dragona. I want to pick that one up, and then I think I'm going to be done until I want to try to get a. I want to try to get a Japanese PSA 10 Umbreon from Prismatic just to pick it up, just to just to have it. That's like as a long term investment as far as the PSA 10 slash. I really like that card, so it's like personal collection, and then the only reason I get in PSA 10 is long term investment. In 5-10 years, it'll be what 1,000, 1,500, $2,000 card. If I could find it in a tag 10, that would be amazing, but it's kind of hard to find. So hopefully Whaler is scaled correctly and huge. No, that's not going to happen. That's not going to happen. They're gonna. It'll probably be bigger than you are, but only slightly bigger. It'd be really cool though if it was just a massive whale lord just in the middle, or like your whatever scuba diving. I don't even know what the it would be in the game, but imagine you're down in the ocean swimming around, and just this big whale lord just comes like in front of you or up top. That'd be really cool. But I don't think Pokemon cares that much to put that much detail into the game. So I hope I'm wrong though. Well, I hope. I hope that it's as good as what they were showing. I really truly do. Because if it is, I think that will be a really fun experience. I think it'll be really cool. So yeah, of course, like I said, I won't get to play. So I'll have to watch if any of you guys want to stream it or crazy. I'll watch you. Let's see. Oh, Thomas, you pulled all 151? That's crazy if you pulled all those. Oh, well, that's why you. How many of those booster bundles do you have now? You've got like what? You said like two, three, four. So that makes sense. You ripped a shit ton of them. And those things are doing absolutely crazy too. They're like 130 right now, which is madness for a booster bundle, 6 packs. Crazy. But it's 151. We'll see how it performs long in the long run. I really feel like a lot of people don't give a shit about 151, but you guys know that they're at 150. Madness. Absolute madness. No, I mean, Lambo, you're not missing. I mean, the Blastoise is currently, from what I saw, you could find it on eBay for like 120 in English if you want to have the English version. Japanese, I think, is like 80, $90. And then, like I said, Korean's $60. So, um, but I would definitely, if you like the Blastoise, I would definitely pick it up. I think the Blastoise, I think the Blastoise is a really good card. I think it's better than Charizard. So you got six now. What's up, Inept? By the way, give it for Inept. He cut up his credit cards. The man is buying with his money now instead of putting it on leverage. So I actually found a 151 bundle under my couch. Perfect condition, still sealed. I found it under my couch the other day because I thought I only had like two left. And then we were moving some furniture. There was a 151 bundle. So I was like, hell yeah. So threw that in there. So each one of my kids will have a 151 bundle. Well, I don't even know if they'll have a 151 bundle, honestly. I can't imagine 151 bundles. They have to have they have to have a ceiling at some point. I just can't imagine them going for thousands of dollars for six packs. I don't know. That seems like madness to me. So might have to move those into something else at some point. Well, there you go. That's what you do, Lambo. Go ahead and if you have a card show, take those to the card show. They'll give you, I mean, DJ was talking about he's going to start offering people 85, 90, 95% again because we're about to go parabolic. We're about to go to the moon. So honestly, you could walk out with a crispy Blastoise or maybe even have almost enough if you get rid of a couple of yours, get a PSA 10 Blastoise and be just fine. Yeah, like I said, we're proud of you, Inept. At least I'm proud of you. It's huge. And I used to do the same thing when I had credit cards. Whenever I'd get like my evil side would come out, like my bipolar side would hit, I would just buy shit, just try to make me feel better. So that's why no credit cards. Don't believe in credit cards. So um, especially with the way this market is, don't be using credit cards to try to get ahead. It just unless you're very responsible because obviously if you have a business and stuff most of the time you probably need that extra capital. I know Brian, I'm pretty sure, started off his business taking out a loan or using credit cards, something like that. So I can understand it from some point of views, but just for collecting purposes or investing, to be an investor or catch up as much as you can, I think it's extremely dumb. And you're seeing people actually having to sell out of their collections too because they have a family emergency or whatever the case may be. So obviously that's dumb. But right now is a good time to sell. I'm seeing a lot of people actually celestial. I'm seeing a ton of people selling around my area their collections. Like they're getting out of Pokemon. So I don't know if it's because the market's really good and people kind of are maybe potentially seeing or thinking that we're about towards the top. I know that depending on who you listen to, people are saying, and I believe it. If there's a ton of people that are overly confident in the market, everyone thinks it's too good to fail. That typically that's a sign that we're at the top and you should start being prepared. But um, I'm actually seeing the opposite. I'm seeing people selling out of their collections. Yeah, and those that's a fair point, Lambo, because I feel like those were not. I know that the SPCs are were the SPCs. I feel like they were UPCs. I don't know, whatever. The 151 though, those I feel like were more heavily printed than the ETBs. I could be wrong on that, but they're still fairly expensive. So I don't. Did you say Celestial? They're going for $800 right now for the 151 UPC SPC. Yeah, inept. I've seen some of your Temu videos. Yeah, you don't need a credit card, man. You need somebody to be able to tell you no. Like you didn't got the money for it. Building battle. Yeah. Building battles. Everyone loves building battles. Building battles is the way to go. That's the secret play. It's no longer PCTBs or booster box. It's your sealed cases of building battles. You'll keep stacking 151. I, yeah, I mean, I don't know, man. Like I said, it's the market's doing some weird things right now. We are having product going up. Absolutely. We're having singles climbing, which is always weird too, because singles are so volatile. Um, but then we're also having product that's dropping, like Destin Rivals. Now I think Destin Rivals is dropping for different reasons, right? I think Destin Rivals is dropping because people are putting their putting their product on the market, and I think people are kind of getting spooked about it. And also, it had this huge explosion to $600, and it probably should have never really been at $600. But not everything is booming. You're definitely seeing some. I don't know. I would personally say inconsistencies. Like if we were going to be in a parabolic bull market, you would think that everything would be shooting up. And we're seeing some things shoot up like Phantasmal Flames, which I'm not surprised. I called it. Um, and then you're seeing other things go down. It's just not making a ton of sense for the most part, except for like all these, super hype sets that people are talking about, like 151, Paldean Fates, which no one's talking about Paldean Fates, it seems like right now. So we'll see. Everyone's got that 151 brain. Yeah, $800 is crazy. Could you imagine if you bought those up? Like, like I'm trying to get five of the Charizard EX Mega Charizard UPCs, and like if you had five of those 151 UPCs and you paid $80 for them, dude, that's just crazy. I can promise you, I don't think anybody thought that that was going to happen. Not that 151 wasn't going to do well, but if you would have said, "Hey, buy this for $80 and in not even 2 years, it's going to be $800." I don't think people would believe you. I don't think anybody would believe you. Yeah, I did see Rudy. I didn't watch it all, but I did see his SPC. He apparently he's been buying them up like crazy. So start stacking prismatic now. I thought you were a like an LGS. Crazy. Are you being serious about these building battles? I mean, am I wrong? Like, are building battles a good investment or good? I don't even think they're a good collection piece. I think building battles are ugly. But am I? I mean, I could be wrong. What do you guys think? Yeah, and like that Mew promo, which is a beautiful promo. Don't get me wrong. I think it's going for like 60 last time I checked, which it's been like a week. So don't. I could be wrong. It could be 80 now. But that used to be a $5 promo. Like the 151. I'll be honest. 151 scares me. I don't have a lot invested or even collected into 151. Nearly as I mean, like I said, I got a couple bundles. I gave a couple away to some people. That's how much I cared about 151. But I don't know, man. Like, is 151 just that built that different? Like, is 151 just going to continue to climb? Or are we going to see some sort of flatline stagnation at some point on 151 for a certain amount of time? So are you like Celestia? Are you like a TCG player, or like you have your own website, but you're not really like a? Well, you said you had distro though, so should have been stacking prismatic months ago. I didn't really care that much about it. I'm not. I'm not too worried. That's what I don't think people understand. Like if I would not have a single ounce of sealed product to me, to my name, if it wasn't for my kids. I would only have singles. So, like I don't care, and I still do not care about sealed product. I mean, I do care because for my kids, but like if this shit all went to zero, I would be completely fine. Like we would have a great time opening up all the sealed product. So I don't know. I guess I'm crazy. I feel like personally, building battles are nothing that great. But again, collect. That's why I always tell you guys, collect how you want, collect what makes you happy. So I don't personally like building battles, but if you guys like building battles, if you think they're great for you, or you think they look really cool, by all means, don't let me or anybody else tell you otherwise. 80 bucks is madness. Yeah, I don't know. Like I said, I don't know what the Mew is going for right now, but I know it was like 60, 65 on TCG Player the other day. And like I said, with what 151 has been doing, because that Blastoise has gone absolutely crazy the last week or so. Like, steal of a deal. Yeah, you're talking about Pokemon Center ETBs, though, not the normal ETBs. You think we get a new evolution and we see Prismatic explode? Do you think we're going to get a new evolution, though? I know people want it, but do we think we're actually going to get one? I know that I was actually hearing people talking about the whole EV situation the other day about how we need to get a new evolution, and there's speculation that we're going to get some like fusion form or some it was something weird, and they were talking about how people who are EV collectors who have binders of every single evolution, every single card, like they would be so mad if a new one came out because that would just mean their binder's all fucked up. So, I mean, I think we'll get one eventually for sure. I definitely think we'll get one. Will it be any good? Who knows? Will the design suck? Who knows? But I just don't know if we're going to get one just quite yet, which we easily could. I'll tell you what. What do you guys think about those Mew and Mewtwo card that they showed at the end of the 30th for the 30th anniversary? I feel like those are going to be those tops cards, but I could be wrong. I'm not a huge fan if those are actually going to be in the TCG like as a new rarity class. I don't know if I really like them that much, but I could definitely see those being a part of like the tops, which we're supposed to be getting, I believe, sometime either this year or next year. I think it might be next year. Yeah, I mean, like I said, Everybody collects what they want. So I just feel like with the building battles, when I think about building battles from an investment standpoint, whether it's a case or a single building battle, even if it's of like an evolving skies, I feel like the resellability, a lot of people aren't going to care about the promos or the deck that is inside of that building battle. They only care about the packs. They're only going to care about those packs. So that's where I kind of think you're kind of limiting yourself. You're putting yourself into a super niche part where you have to either find the right person that wants to pay for all that stuff, or you have to sell it to like a rip and ship or an LGS where they only want to pay you for packs. You think they introduced a new type two? Oh, for the Mew and Mewtwo? I'm not talking about sealed evolving skies. I'm talking about. I mean, I guess technically, yeah, but I don't know. That's just that. That's how I feel about the building battles. I feel like, yeah, I just feel like building battles. People are going to want to pay you for the packs, not for the promos or the deck that's included in it. But you know a lot more than I do in Ep. So if you're a big fan of building battles, then I'll change my whole thought process on it. I won't collect them, but I'll definitely not tell people that I don't think building battles are great. So no, I've not looked at Evolving Skies today. What's Evolving Skies doing? Is it over 3K now? No type of Pokemon. What do you mean, Lambo? I'm trying to juggle too many conversations. What are you talking about? You still talking about the evolution? Someone listed a large chunk of for 2.4. I don't know why anybody would do that. I mean, like I said, it seems like I don't know. It seems like people are trying to capitalize. So if that was true, TBs would be in the same category. Yeah, but with building battles, you get what, 4 packs? With ETBs, you get, depending on the ETB, like 8, 9, 9 packs. So you get more packs. I don't know. Yeah, that stereo run was fucking stupid. Oh, are the building battles? When did build battles start being 8 packs? 35 boxes sold today. Absolutely madness. Well, they were going for like 2.7. So I don't know, man. I don't know. There's some big fish in this market for sure. There's some big people, or there's a ton of dumb people that just don't care. They're gonna put it on credit cards, afterpays, pay in fours, PayPal's. Like, I think that's a lot of what's going on. Which Evolving Skies is, I don't know. It'll obviously outperform your credit cards. So long term, yeah, I know there's the promos. Look, inept, that's fine. Like I said, I'm not telling you what to do or what not to do. I just don't like. I don't think building battles are that good. So if you like building battles, then you collect building battles. Yeah, I'm not a big fan of that whole Pocopia thing. So yeah, what's up, Black? Yeah, I'll be going live tomorrow. We're gonna have to start doing things a little bit different. I'm gonna have to start. My lives are gonna be like an hour and a half to 2 hours at the most. My wife's back to work Saturdays and Sundays. She's on call Fridays at 12 o'clock. So there'll be smaller streams, but I still want to try to give people a good time to be able, if they want to come on the live, come into the live. So I'll be live tomorrow at 10:30. We'll probably go till 12, 1 o'clock at the latest. So I feel like a lot of people already gotten their tax money though. But here's the thing though, with that whole, unless people are getting smarter, right? Which I feel like we're not really seeing the Sword and Shield like Silver Tempest, I don't know, Brilliant Stars. I mean, Brilliant Stars is seeming to climb some, but I feel like we're not really seeing like a huge climb in Sword and Shield. We're seeing it more going into Scarlet and Violet. And I would feel like with Destined Rivals, people that are getting their tax returns would, Destined Rivals would be climbing to going to pretty much all-time highs if people are getting their tax returns now. Now it could, it still could, obviously. But I feel like a lot of people, I mean, we're almost in March. Pretty much in March. I feel like a lot of people have already gotten their tax returns. Normal human beings, not people with businesses or anything like that. Inept, I promise, before you die or I die, I'm coming to where you live and we're gonna have a fist fight just for shits and giggles. Yeah, I understand that. I understand that people are buying early Scarlet Violet before it goes out. I get that, but I would feel like, I don't know. I feel like the smart money would go into Sword and Shield first before Scarlet and Violet. Like obviously, I don't expect Paldea Fall, Obsidian Flames, Scarlet and Violet base, like 151. I don't expect those. None of those I don't think are going to get any form of reprints. Even though apparently I did hear that from Danny Phantom that they are getting, Distro is getting another run of 151 tins, I believe is what he said. So, but who knows? That could be like leftover stock or them breaking down, bundles. Um, but yeah, I mean, like, I don't know. I just feel like Sword and Shield is kind of the smarter play, except for obviously like 151 that everyone's deemed as one of the best sets that we've ever gotten because it's so nostalgic. So, like, I understand why people are doing it. I just feel like, again, it would be smarter. You're tempted to just buy a 151 ETB. Why don't you just, I mean, you can pay for it or put it on a credit card, but why don't you just get rid of some of your Ascended Heroes ETBs? Like they're at pretty much all time highs. Could they climb? Yeah, but I mean, even if you look at Prismatic, I mean, Prismatic pretty much sat around one tens to 120s for damn near 2 years. Now it's starting to take off, but it kind of seems like Pokemon's kind of taking their foot off the pedal when it comes to ETBs. Or if you want, just keep everything you have and just put it on a credit card or pay cash for it or something like that. Well, there you go. You got cash for it, go for it. I think it's a great play. What's up, Blood? How are you? Inept. You don't even have any children, so you can't. I don't know who you're trying to put through med school. Oh, you're Ascended Heroes ETBs. So what? What was that? You sold them both for 210. So 110 a piece. I think Lambo. I think. Let me make sure I'm reading. Prismatic is better than Ascended. Like are we talking about from? I, I I think that it has probably. I mean, of course, people have favorites, right? Some people like some of the super old, vintage Umbreons. I feel like, depending on who you want to listen to, I feel like there's more to Ascended Heroes. I don't think I definitely I don't know. I think that they're probably the artwork is about the same. I don't really find the prismatic evolutions artwork, especially when we're talking about the evolutions. I don't personally find them very appealing. The only two that I personally find appealing are the Umbreon, which yes, I do think that that Umbreon is probably going to overtake the Moonbreon from Evolving Skies. At least that's what the sentiment seems to be. That seems to be what people are saying about it. But other than that, the Sylveon is the only other card I like. I do like the Palafin. The Roaring Moon's okay. So I don't know. I don't know. I do see people's arguments with the God packs though, because you watch some of these people get God packs and it can be a real kick in the dick. Where at least with Prismatic, if you get a God pack, which is more difficult to do than Ascended Heroes, then at least you know what you're getting. A Phantasmal and Ascended, good man. Let us know if you get anything. No, I did not grab any combos today. I was working. My wife went to Sam's a couple hours later than she did last time, and apparently they were all gone. And then I didn't even try for the online drop because right now I got the UPC from Pokemon Center the other day, yesterday, and I got the Prismatic figure collection, so I was okay on not. And then I bought a card, a Blastoise in Korean yesterday, so I figured I probably just needed to chill for this week. So I did not buy them. Yeah, I mean, I really think there's a ton of 151 out there. Um, I think obviously a ton of people are invested into it, but I'm not surprised to hear that there were a ton of people had a bunch of it. Yeah. Sorry, I'm trying to think of what you're saying, Limbo. I'm trying to take it into consideration. I mean, me personally, I'm not a huge fan of Ascended Heroes, um, especially for what it's currently going for. Like I said, I think it's like Prismatic, but it's like a broke person's Prismatic long term. Not like long term, but like in the next 2 years, I think it's going to be treated more like Crown Zenith. We're going to get heavily reprinted. I think that people won't care as much. I think you're kind of already seeing that happening with Ascended because it just went down. It seems like it's doing okay. It's kind of doing along the same lines of Prismatic. Of course, you got to take into consideration if that's a 4 year bull run. If we expect for it to continue to do what Prismatic's doing, I think what kind of gives Ascended Heroes the edge is it's got IRs in it. So it's more of a fun experience. No. You don't need to tell um that human being that because that's a lie. So I don't think I've ever been a Ascended Hero lover. That's whack. You leaving already? You leaving already, whack? Yeah. No, I picked up the Blastoise in Korean. So and then um I'm gonna pick up the Latias in Korean from Paradise Dragona. It's like $65 card. So I'm gonna pick that up next week, next Friday. And I think that might be it for a while. I might pick up the Umbreon in Korean and also pick up the Japanese PSA 10 one, but I would like to try to get the PSA 10 version in Japan in Japanese from Terrestrial Festival. I'd like to try to get that first before I get the Korean one. But yeah, dude, I'm pretty much like all into Korean at this point. So when a new set comes out, when Ninja Spinner comes out, we'll be doing an opening in Japanese for it to get an idea on the set, and then uh, and I'll pretty much just be collecting singles and in Korean or Japanese. I don't mind. I definitely want to get some English along the lines, but right now English is just so stupid. But Korean's the same thing. It really there's no difference besides you can't read, the name of the Pokemon or the attack, but same texture style. The backs look identical. So, and I'm not really in it for resellability. I think Korean will do just fine, at some point. So, or if not, it's all good. It's all good. I think a lot of people like English just because that's where the money's at. Like, but why am I going to pay double the price, just to be able to read the words? So, I don't know. But yeah. Yeah, I mean, Lambo. If I don't know if you looked at TCG Player. TCG Player did an opening, and they did their whole hit rates data, and like an SIR is 1 in 70, 1 in 72. IRs are like 1 in 9, or maybe it's not even that bad. It might be a little bit less than that, but they're not as bad as what like even I reported on, from a secondary source. So a bunch of people were saying like SIRs and IRs. Pretty much the IRs were identical. They were about like 1 in 9, 1 in 5, 1 in 7 packs. But the SIRs, everybody was like 1 in 90, 1 in 100. They're like 1 in 72. So again, extremely difficult. Not extremely difficult, but definitely not fun, especially with it being a specialty set, getting your hands on 72 packs. If you're even then, some people are saying they've opened up 300 packs and they've not been able to get a single SIR. So, but as far as pull rates are a lot better than Prismatic Evolutions. You have Gen 1 Pokemon that people like to say anytime there's Gen 1 Pokemon involved, the sets just do fantastic because of Gen 1 nostalgia and love. I don't know how much I actually believe into that, but that's what people are saying. So, yeah, I mean, I just feel like I personally, I think like Prismatic Evolutions better than Ascended Heroes, but I also don't like most of the artwork for Ascended Heroes either. So, yeah, like for me personally, if I had to choose, I would choose. prismatic over ascended, but I think majority of people would choose ascended heroes, better pull rates. You know, it's got a Gengar, it's got a Mimikyu, it's got two Pikachus, it's got the Mega Dragonite. I'll be honest, I think that's bullshit. I think that here in a couple of years, you know, not even a couple of years, maybe a year, people aren't going to give a shit about that Mega Dragonite. Um, yeah, it's got Scrafty. I mean, I just think I think the only thing that could keep Prismatic above Ascended Heroes is more difficult pull rates and the God packs. But I also think the God packs could be, I think that it's a little bit more fun with the God packs where you don't necessarily know what you're going to be getting, and you could get like a Gengar and a Mimic, you know, not a Mimikyu, like Gengar, Dragonite, both the Pikachus, Mewtwo, like. And I also heard that God packs they made them substantially easier to obtain in Ascended Heroes than in Prismatic Evolutions. Yeah, and I've looked at I think I looked at Thai. Thai's not too bad. Um, but I'll be honest, I just ordered from Korea and I just ordered cars from Japan. So I'm not trying to go crazy and order shit from like Thailand and like I'm trying to see how the experiences are with these, you know, ordering from different countries. So we'll see. We'll see. But I'm fine I think Korean's awesome. I'm like I said, I'm probably done opening up English for the most part. Um, Korean boxes, you can get it for like $40. So I just got to find out where people are getting their Korean boxes from, besides ordering them actually from Korea and having to use a VPN and all this shit. I don't know enough about that, and I'm not going to do that. So Lambo, when do you think the mega hype will die down though, or hits rock bottom? I could see Perfect Order, even though Perfect Order is climbing, which is a little weird. Um, it's weird and it's not weird because the rumor is it's short printed. Booster boxes are way less in supply, which I kind of talked about before. Um, I think Perfect Order will kind of be a drop, and I think probably the Greninja set, Chaos Rising, and the Darkrai. I could see that because the Darkrai is fucking terrible. That that Darkrai is awful. But then you know we got the Rayquaza set. Then we go to 30th, and then if we get that shining Sapphire and Ruby set, that'll probably go pretty crazy, especially if it's a Gen 3, which it would have to be Gen 3. So yeah, I don't know. Let me know. Let me know what makes you think that. So Thomas, what do you like about Ascended better, or what makes you say that? What makes you say you like Ascended better? Yeah, that's what I've been hearing, Celestial. I've been hearing the same thing. About 15% cut. It's not everybody, because I've been hearing some people say they're getting more than they got from Phantasmal. Um, but I think that's the only reason. I think that as long, you know, we're still roughly a month out from Perfect Order being released, you know, I could see it, you know, being like 180 on release as long as it doesn't crack, you know, 210, 210, 215 before release day. But I'm not surprised to see it climbing. I mean, I think it's going to climb, even if at on release day it goes to like 180 a box. I think it's gonna climb until we get more product. We get some booster boxes. I know there's still that order for those 1.5 million booster boxes of Phantasmal Flames. The packaging for the booster boxes, not the not them actually being fulfilled, but the packaging for them. So I don't know. There's a lot of things up in the air right now. Yeah. No, I agree, Thomas. I agree. Like I said, for me, I would pick Prismatic over Ascended Heroes. It's more my style. Um, but yeah, I also don't care for a lot of the artwork. I don't care for a lot of the artwork in either of the sets, to be honest with you. But I would rather have, some of the Prismatic chase cards than Ascended Heroes. But I could definitely see that. That's why, like I said, I think Ascended Heroes will do better. I think that there's more than just the evolutions, even though the evolutions are very popular. So you don't, but so what you're saying, Lambo, is that you don't think people feel the same way about Ascended Heroes? Because I can tell you personally, I have been hearing, especially on Rip and Shippers streams, I have been hearing a lot of people comparing, or not comparing, but saying that Ascended Heroes is probably one of the best sets to come out of Scarlet and Violet and Mega. When did DJ say that? I don't watch that guy anymore. I saw he's trying to do the whole Rudy thing where he just puts a, like, instead of making a thumbnail, he'll just, random picture that probably YouTube generates for him when he uploads a video. But I saw the last thing he said, the bull, or his title of his video was "The Bull Run That Never Ends" or some bullshit like that. Just like, I keep putting "do not recommend," and for some reason YouTube keeps recommending him to me. So if you can tell me what video he says that in, I mean, I'm not surprised. Um, I think I'm the only person with balls to call him out. It was funny. I don't know if you guys remember Bondiggle, but he's like, "Oh yeah, I'm making my channel and I'm gonna call him out and all this shit," and comes in with his super positive, chill vibes. Not saying shit about DJ. Oh, it was during a live. Well, can you give me what the live was? Because I'm not about to watch a bunch of his content to try to hear him say that. But I would like to hear him say it. I'm not surprised. Again, I'm not surprised. The guy does, he's only in it for the money. So I said it a while ago. I stand by it. I don't care. Yeah. I mean, and that's the thing, Roxy. Like, people are going to like what they like. So uh, I'm just, like, a lot of people like Destin Rivals. I mean, I know you like Destin Rivals. You bought a case of Destin Rivals at what, 3,400 bucks? I'm not paying 3,400 bucks for Destin Rivals. So that's the beautiful thing about Pokemon is there's people that love certain sets and there's people that hate that same exact set. So you just hope that you're on the right side of the fence, especially if you're looking at long term investability. Um, that you pick sets that majority of people like. Like Ludwig, he's not here anymore. He left because Redbeard came in, but like, he really likes Stellar Crown, and a lot of people I feel like don't like Stellar Crown. So to each its own. But yeah, I think both sets are good. Um, like I said, I think Ascended Heroes is like a poor person's Prismatic. I think is what it will be when all is said and done. It'll still perform extremely well, just like Crown Zenith, but we're not going to see. I don't think we're going to see ETBs going for 180 2 years from now, or not even 2 years from now. What, a year? year and 2 months, year and a month, like we're seeing for Prismatic right now. Yes, sir. Yes, Thomas. There's a bunch of absolutely. Yeah. Yeah. And honestly, I tried. I don't know, man. Like I tried to help people out to see the light, but you can't. I don't think people want help, especially in this current market. I mean, they do want help, but they only want to they only want to hear about most people want to hear about money going up. So it's a real interesting time. So I just do me, stay away from the drama for the most part. Try to if people want to support whoever, they support whoever. I don't care. I don't blame you, Lambo. That's the fucking truth, Thomas. That is absolutely the truth. Yeah. And shout out to Pokey Pablo, Professor P. I don't know what his name is on YouTube. He keeps it's different on a million different things, but he made a video today talking about Gen 10 and how it's the crash, the bull runs over when Gen 10 gets here. People don't like it. They weren't happy with the the Pokemon Day announcement, and how it's going to be really interesting to see who stays, especially like the new people like me, who stays when Pokemon isn't hyped anymore, and who who leaves, who's no longer a part of it. And it will be interesting. It really will be. I'm quite excited to see, and I don't think I will be surprised. I think that people will be surprised, but I don't personally think I will be. So, but you know what? It's been one. I don't blame people either. All this investing content, all the investing channels, like it's easy, man. It's easy. It's easy to do. It's easy to make those videos. It's easy to make that monetization. Um, I just I wish YouTube, to be fair, I wish YouTube was less about the money. I feel like a lot of people don't. I feel like a lot of people don't do YouTube just because it's fun or they want to. I feel like it's just a way, like they just look at it at like for money, you know. Um, I'm trying to be careful with what I say. Yeah, I mean, are you talking from like because of rip and shippers, Celestial? And like I don't know if LeChonk's in here, but mad respect to LeChonk because he does not he's one of those people that does not give a fuck about the money, or like he knows what he is and he is a collector, and he enjoys making the content when he wants to and about what he wants to, not about what is popular. So I don't know if he's in here or not. He probably isn't, but like I just that's my biggest problem is I just don't want to make content looking at fucking graphs all day and all the easy shit. No, I agree. I agree. That's why, like, when people are saying we're going to keep this bull run going for another 2 years or 4 years, like, I'm just like, there's no way. Like, people just, like I said, there's burnout, and people, like, people, yeah, they have, it's just, yeah, like, I couldn't agree more. But But like the thing is though, like I understand the rip and ship concept behind it. Like rip and shippers are absolutely wild. They're going 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. They do not stop. They got people on top of people like ripping through packs. So I can understand people's argument of that, where you say that like people are overestimating how much product is being held. Like where is it going then? Like based off what you said, where you said people have the attention span of like a goldfish, so that means that that product's constantly rotating. Is it rotating into long-term investors hands? Is it going into people like Nostalgianomics or PokeRev or Cool Train Orion, and where they're going to hold on to it for years and years and years and let it accumulate because they have so much financial wealth it doesn't matter to them anymore? Like where would that product be going to where it's an overestimate of how much product's actually out there? Like 151, for example, where I was talking about, I'm not surprised. I think there's more 151 out there than what people think. I'm really interested if you can answer that. Oh, there you are, LeChonk. Yeah, man, absolutely. Like I said, you've been you've been nothing but cool to me. Um, and like I said, your content is like you don't. Yeah, exactly what I said. You do what you want. You like LeChonk. You post videos of your pickups, and they're not like these all chase cards, right? Like even me, I picked up a Venusaur from 151. I picked up a Milotic from Surging Sparks, right? Like those are probably considered chase cards, but I like those cards where you like cards. But let's be honest, a lot of people are not saying that that's their chase cards. So when I think about it, like you are definitely a collector and you're making videos out of just wanting to make videos. There's no financial reasoning for you to do it. I'm sure at some point you'd love to make money. And honestly, I was at that point. I wanted to get to 1,000 subscribers, and I still do. Like that's still a goal of mine. But to be fair, like I am doing this when I make a video, I am doing it because it's something I'm passionate about. I want to have fun. I do these lives with you guys because I have a blast doing them. Like I saw something happened to their channel, and because they could not make money off their channel for a period of time, they're now just not going to upload content. And I think that's really shitty. Is I think that's all I'm going to say. I think that's all I'm going to say. But like you should upload content just to upload content, not just not do it because you're not getting paid for it. Sorry, Celestial. Let me see what you said. Yeah, I mean, honestly, Celestial, I agree with pretty much everything. Yeah, like that's why I think that we have so many people in here right now that think that they have diamond hands, that think that they are going to be able to hold for not even fuck 5 years or 7 years. Let's talk about 3 years. Let's talk about you know they can hold for the 3 years, towards the end of Gen 10, and that's when the bull run takes back off. That's when Pokemon gets hyped again. Like people can't do that. Like that's what I try to tell people, and I probably don't do the best job at saying it. Um, but like shit happens in your life, or you just don't give a shit anymore, or you never cared to begin with about Pokemon. Like it, and once you don't care, you have no love towards something, then once you see it go down, you're like, well, fuck it, I gotta make as much money as I can. So I agree 110% on the long term holding. And the rest of it, yeah, I mean, there are people that are definitely still ripping. They're not probably ripping as much, but then the ripping shippers are carrying that over. And I do think that people are selling off into some of these higher people. So I think those are all very fair points. I still think there's a shit ton of product out there, but I also do think there's more people hoarding product to a certain extent than what people think at the same time. But those are very good points. Yeah, yeah, exactly, exactly. But I think that's what's going to happen. I really, truly think if I was a betting man, I think that once this bull run ends, maybe not at first, but at some point through the bear market, it is going to be just as high as highs that we had in this bull run. We are going to go just as far down into the lows of the lows of a bear market. I really, truly do. I like again. I feel it that there are a lot of people right now that have taken out of their 401s, have taken out of their investments, 401s or any other investment, their savings accounts. Like there's so much high risk that people have put into Pokemon just because they think it continues to go up or they think that they have those diamond hands. Um and once that stuff goes flat and once that stuff goes red and it keeps going red, I think yeah, it's going to be bad. Like I think we're going to see a mass sell off into the market. So that's why I'm kind of being a little cautious about what I'm purchasing the rest of the year. Yeah, exactly. Lambo. I'm going to catch up to the rest of these people, but I saw your comment about the Bitcoin. Yeah, I think 40-50% absolutely. Do-do-do. Yep. Again, Celestial, same thing. Agree with you 100% on that. And yes, there are definitely people coming in when people are leaving. Like I think a lot of people are coming in right now with that investor mindset. They don't really care, or maybe they care a little bit about Pokemon, or maybe 50% care about Pokemon. Um, but I think we're getting more of that, while the collectors right now are getting pushed out. And I've seen that in comments a lot. I've had people reach out to me in comments about that too. So I know like I'm not just making that up. But yes, I'm not naive to think that people are just leaving and nobody's coming in. I absolutely agree with that. Yeah, no, Thomas, agree 110%. There's a lot of people that are. That's why I think if keep an eye on this market, and if you do not care about Pokemon, or you're not going to hold for a long time, or you have the ability to hold for a long time, whether because you're over leveraged or whatever, I think this year you need to sell off. Absolutely. Yep. Nope. I agree, Lambo. Yeah, the whole retirement thing. Absolutely. Yeah. I mean, like I said, that's your gamble to do. With Celestial, with not contributing to your 401 and loading up on Pokemon. Again, I think if like if you've been in this hobby or market or whatever you want to call it, this space for years, I think it's still risky, but you at least have more knowledge than these people that are coming in and saying, "Here's 100K for my retirement. I'm going to be here forever," and they've never seen the ups and downs of these markets. They don't know anything about them. They just be like, I've been watching Pokemon the last year and just seeing what it's been doing. So I think it's a little bit different. I personally would not do that. Um, but again, it just depends on your whole financial situation. I've got kids. I don't know if you have kids. It's fine if you don't want to say if you have kids or not. Not like it really matters. But I've got other life forms that I need to make sure are taken care of when something happens to me. So I always put into my 401, and I always will. I always will. Yeah, and honestly, if you're not taking out of your 401, that's fine. Like if you're just not contributing, whatever. You can always contribute at a later time. But it's those people that are pulling out their 401s, pulling out, even though I don't know shit about Bitcoin, pulling out all their Bitcoin. Like, but especially those 401s, like those retirements to get into Pokemon right now at the all-time highs. Extremely brain dead, extremely dumb. Put in the gold. Hell yeah. Like I said, it's a funny issue. Hey, people are saying though, man, that Pokemon is better asset than gold and silver. But here's my thing about that is me being a doomer, right? Doom and gloomer. What happens? EMP hits the whole world, or whatever. Not even EMP, but we lose power. We go back to caveman days. Are people going to want to barter food and water and shelter for a box of Pokemon cards? Or are they going to do it for some gold, some silver? Those Pokemon cards will keep you warm while you're lighting them on fire. They might bring you some entertainment while the sun's up, but you're going to want that gold and silver. So when people say that this shit is a better asset class, it's extremely stupid. It's just brain dead. But I get it. I get it. There are these new and upcoming content creators, and guess what? They want the views. They want the clicks. They want to be a part of the everything goes up because that's all people want to hear. But I think it's extremely dumb, me personally. Yeah, like I said, Celestial, you got an online store, you got a distro, you got your business partners. Like, it's different, but we're talking about like brand new people coming in. Just dumb, just fucking dumb. Yeah, and you've got no risk. If you fuck, here's the thing is, if you fuck up your life, if you take out whatever, if you take out an insane amount of debt, you're really the only person financially bothered by it that really has to deal with the consequences. Yes, your mother, your father, if they're still alive, they have to deal with it. It affects them if it hurts you. But like, if you have to file for bankruptcy or you have to sell your house or whatever, like you're the only person you have to worry about. Where you're seeing people, and mostly it's men, they have families, they have kids, they have young ones, and they are just financially destroying their family, destroying their future, destroying their kids' future because Pokemon go up. And that's what I have a problem with. There's a lot of people out there that are doing that right now. So, but hey, like Thomas said, you can take a horse to water, but you can't fucking make it drink. So, I'm done making people drink. I think you guys know where I stand, and I just try to do the best I can to not get boring and to remind people from time to time. But nobody appreciates it, so fuck it. You know. And let's be fair. A lot of people on YouTube, a lot of people that watch YouTube, they know all this stuff. Like, they've been in the hobby longer than a lot of these content creators. They've been collecting for a lot longer than a lot of these content creators. It's just, I don't know. I don't understand the whole psyche behind it. But like, I've thought about making a video that's like, why the fuck do you guys watch anything with Pokemon? Any Pokemon investing, anything like that? Like, a lot of you guys, a lot of people on YouTube, they know what they're doing. And yeah, some people don't. Some people are stupid, but I find it very interesting. Pokemon Gold and Silver cards. Yeah, yeah, I guess so. I guess you could potentially use somebody's bucket to take a shit in with one of those Pokemon cards. Exactly, Thomas. Yeah, yeah. You're buying ammo. Yeah, like, yeah. It's just sad. It's just sad to hear the bullshit that's coming out of people's mouths, and it just pisses me off. It just does. It just does. So, like the TCG market data guy that I you guys have heard me kind of talk about and recommend from time to time. He he did not like my last video. Um, and I just told him, I told him in the comment section, I said, I didn't say anything about you. I didn't come after you personally. And you know, if you take offense to what I say, then maybe that's you need to do some reflecting on why you took offense to it. Because, like, if you are a collector and you make investing content, like, it shouldn't bother you. You know, if it bothers you, then I don't know. So you can't make everybody happy. You just can't. And honestly, guys, I appreciate each and every one of you. Even some of you guys that aren't even subscribed to me. I'm just here having fun. I'm just, I hope you guys enjoy the channel. I hope you guys enjoy my videos. I hope you guys like me. But like, I'm over trying to appease the people and trying to get people like me. Like, I don't give a shit. I really don't. I'm going to upload videos when I want to. If not, we're going to, we'll do lives. And if you guys stop showing up, then maybe one day I'll tuck it in. But there's a lot of shady shit going on. There's a lot of people that don't give a fuck about you guys. They don't, all you guys are is dollar signs to them. And yeah, it's just sad. It's just sad to see. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I guess, you know what? But hey, the gold and silver, you can at least maybe barter for. Be like, hey, I'll give you all my gold and silver, if you don't shoot me. Um, where if you have Pokemon cards, they're probably just going to shoot you anyways. I don't know. Like, again, I just find that whole argument extremely brain dead. Yeah, but Rudy tells people that they're stupid. Like, Rudy has no problem being like, "Hey, you dumbasses, you understand that this market's not normal. You understand that this is not going to continue forever." Where you have other people, I'm not going to say who, but you have other people that are saying this bull, like, this year, 2026, is going to be parabolic. We are going to see, well, it's going to make 2025 look like nothing. And then, like I said, you have other people like Rudy. He doesn't take sponsors. Yeah, he does his Patreon. Feel however you want about his Patreon and stuff like that. I don't know much about his Patreon, but then you have other people. They have to have sponsors. They have to. They have to constantly tell you to freaking sign up for their membership. Their channel membership. And again, if they can't get paid, sorry, if they can't get paid on their videos, then they're not going to post videos. Rudy doesn't give a fuck. Rudy posts what he wants when he wants. There's no rhyme or reason to what he's talking about. He's in his boxers just blabbing for what, 20, 30, 40 minutes, but the guy's fucking smart. The guy's fucking smart. And you know what? He could be the dumbest guy in the fucking world. He's got all that product sitting behind him, and that's all people need to see. That's all they need to see. So, yeah, I honestly I respect Rudy's content game a lot more than I respect a lot of these people on here, and that's not because I'm bitter or anything like that. Um, he again, he doesn't take sponsorships. He uploads what he wants. He says what he wants. So, do a lot of people? How many people don't have sponsorships now, or channel memberships? Like, the worst thing Rudy does is say, "Buy my T-shirt that says I bought this for MSRP," which is funny as fuck. You know. Um, And then even the Patreon, like, he doesn't give a shit about his Patreon, because his Patreon, if you leave, you get mad or you don't pay, you're never getting the Patreon back. Like, you're never coming back. So, like, he just doesn't care. He's not in it for the money, and I think that's something to be respected. Oh, I agree, Celestial. I think this year, at least until the 30th anniversary, because again, we have to wait and see what's going to happen with the 30th anniversary. But I think until the 30th anniversary, I think I don't know if cooked would be the right word because again, I think Perfect Order probably is not going to perform very well as far as an investment. Again, I'm very excited for Perfect Order. Chaos Rising, I think that the Greninja card, if the leaks are true and pretty much the whole set has been leaked, if those are all true, eh, like I don't know if it has enough. I know Greninja is very popular, but I don't know if it has enough for people. So that may not perform super well. Again, talking about investing short term, I'm very excited for that set as well. But it'll be interesting to see what happens afterwards. Of course, depending on what Pokemon does, are we getting any booster boxes? Do we get any reprints? Like, but again, like, just be mindful of who you watch. Like, do people have reasons to tell you why they're telling you what they're saying? Do they have a LGS? Do they have a online store? Do they have some financial gains to tell you that the market's just going to continue to go fucking crazy? Or are they just some stupid idiot like me on here that I don't give a shit what happens? Like I looked at my collector app today for the first time because I had to remove a couple things, and I looked in my app said I was up $1,300 in the last 30 days, and I was like, I don't give a shit. I wish it was negative $1,300, but that's just me personally. So like, I never tell you guys what to do. I tell you guys what I do, but I have no financial gains to be made whatsoever. Yeah, Rudy's a fucking man. That's it's all it comes down to. If you don't like Rudy, I don't know what to tell you. Would you open up all your cardboard though, inept, if the world came to an end? You talking about 2025 or 2026, Lambo? You probably know one of the people I'm talking about specifically. Yeah, no, I know Rudy's a smart dude. I was just saying, like, he could be a fucking idiot, and it wouldn't matter because people see pallets and pallets of boxes. You know what I'm saying? And they're like, "Ooh, he knows what he's talking about." Oh yeah, dude. I tell you what, the world was ending. I would be in there with my kids, and I would be opening up everything that we have, trying to enjoy as much time as humanly possible. And I would probably be smoking a cigar, and I'd probably go to the liquor store and try to get some liquor and just have a good time. Have a good time while I still can. So I just Inept would have a hard time opening up some of that product. He'd be like, "Oh, baby, we got so many memories." Especially if you saw the Discord that he posted, the video he posted the other day. Yeah, that Greninja ETB, if they do it right, oh man, that thing will look so sweet. Like if they honestly, I was thinking about this last night when I was laying in bed. I tell you guys, I always think about Pokemon. And I know people make fun of me, but I do look at my cards every single day. Like I love my cards. But I was thinking, how cool would it be? So instead of the black booster box, we got a blue booster box. And then for the Rayquaza set, we get a green one. Just like how they did with Sword and Shield. Well, not exactly Fusion Strike, but like they changed the colors. I think that a blue booster box, though, even if they didn't do anything else, they just had a blue booster box. I think it'd be fucking amazing. I'm like I said, I like Greninja. Greninja is one of my favorite Pokemon on top. Um, yeah, it's probably you know again Swampert for Alligator, Typhlosion. Then I would say Greninja and Halucha. So I'm very excited, but I hope it's a blue ETB. Regardless, I hope it's a blue ETB. I think it looked really cool. I'm excited. Thomas just stoned out of his mind. Dear Jesus, dear baby Jesus, please. That's funny. That's funny as shit. Just your eyes bloodshot red, just stoned out of your mind. Um, oh, I was talking about Lambo. I was talking about the person who they're not going to get monetized for their videos, so they're not going to post any videos for the next month. Yeah, no. I hope they do a great job with the ETB. I really hope they do a blue booster box. I think that'd be awesome. Dude, I stay away from everybody. I I I talked to Inept, which Inept's like a retired content creator, part timer. I don't even know what you consider Inept. I'm trying to think of people that I actually talk to that are on YouTube. And Shug and Split Earth. He was in the live the other day, but I don't talk to him much. I've had a couple conversations with Shug, but not much. But yeah, dude, like I don't trust anybody anymore. I've learned the hard way, so I'll just leave it at that. But in Lambo, but me and Lambo, we don't have any like our conversations are literally on live or he'll post in my videos, I'll post on his videos a comment. Like I do not trust anybody. So I mean, it's fine. It's no big deal. Like I said, you live and you learn, and if you don't learn, then it's your fault. So I've some people I've tried over and over and over to try to form some sort of friendship with, and they were not interested, and made that pretty clear. So I said, "Fuck them," and that's it. So I don't watch a lot of Pokemon content anymore. I unsubscribed from a ton of people. I'm still subscribed to LeChonk. I cannot not subscribe to LeChonk because that intro is the best. And then Lambo, subscribe to him, and Epso subscribe to him. Trying to think of anybody else. There's a couple other people I'm probably for Crazy. Still subscribe to Crazy. I try to support Crazy as much as I can. So, but fuck them all. Honestly, and the best thing probably is that you are retired because people love you. I could disappear and people will be like, "Thank God that guy's gone." You disappear and they're like, "Where the fuck is that guy? Where's my buddy? Where's that funny guy?" Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I don't know, Lambo. Like you've positioned yourself. You're pretty good. Um, you don't put your face on your videos. Um, like I feel like there wouldn't have to be a lot of interactions with other content creators for you. At least right now, unless you do something different later on down the line. But um, yeah, I would advise you, even if this is like towards me, which is fine. Again, however you feel is how you feel. But like, just understand that most people don't really give a fuck they're just using you, and that's it. So um, I would say just do you, and have a good time. That's it. Yeah, dude. Jacob, I got my ass kicked all this last week. That's why I've only posted 2 videos, and so I'm in no rush. So just these people that post every day too, like that's how they get the burnout so much. Is It's just exhausting. It's exhausting to record and edit and put up, and so I would say just do what feels right, do what you can do, and don't worry about it. Yeah, honestly, inept. I think. I mean, you're a funny guy. You're crazy as fuck, and for some reason, people like you for that. I think you're fucking awesome. You know that we're in the Discord. I'm always bugging you, and you never respond to me. Hurts my feelings, but I think that's probably the best thing. Like even Shug, he posts when he wants to, and people love Shug, and like I think it's good to be a part of YouTube and make YouTube content, but at the same time, like just don't be making it every day, and don't be going into people's comment sections all the time, and or do I don't know. So yeah, I'll still be here. Like I said, Lambo, I'll be chilling. I don't know what I'll be doing, but I'll be chilling, and especially until this bull run's over with. So I'm open. I'm open for any time, anytime if you want to. Just understand if you might have a bad association with me. All right, thanks, Thomas. Thanks for coming by, man. I appreciate you. We're gonna wrap this up, guys. I'm gonna finish this. We probably got like 3 minutes, 2.5 minutes left, and then, like I said, come by tomorrow if you want to. If not, I appreciate you all coming by. Good conversations as always. Hopefully, you guys had a good time, and I do appreciate your all's support, and can't wait to see what the 30th has in store for us. And you got anything in that private Discord I need to go check out when I get off here? See you, LeChonk. Appreciate you as always for coming by. See you, Roxy. Appreciate you also. Gobble gobble. Yep. Okay. I can't wait. By the way, Shug didn't make the Discord. I made the Discord. So that's why Shug has no idea what you're talking about. He just found it. So yeah, I made it last night before I went to bed. Blood, I appreciate you as always, my friend. It's always good to see you. Hopefully, Mitch was able to help you get some product. What was it? Thursday? Thursday? Yeah. Oh, before, if you're still here, Blood, did you get anything in your packs? Joey. Joey doesn't care about me anymore. He tried to bug me in my comments a couple times, and I never responded to him. So he stays away from me. So plus he's all MSRP gang now. He's all the sky is falling. Prepare yourselves. All things I've been preaching for the last 6 months. No, you didn't. Oh, the EX, not the SIR. His last video had him playing basketball. I didn't see that. You pulled the SIR? No, you didn't. Put it in the Discord. Go to the Discord right now. Pablo, you missed it. You missed everything. Your homework is to now watch this whole entire live over again. I talked about you in depth, in detail. I mean, I'll tell you what, watch this year. Watch this year as we continue to go down this rabbit hole. Watch the narratives change. Watch all the people that are telling you, bye, 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 bye. Watch how it switches. Watch how they tell you, hey, we need to pump the brakes. MSRP. You maybe take some profits. I guarantee you're going to start to see it. That's right. Yeah, Paul. I told everybody. I told everybody everything. GG's, bro. GG's. Oh, you son of a bitch. Fuck you, blood. How do you get so lucky? That's so fucked up. Congratulations. I'm happy for you. Gonna be up all night. What are you doing? What are you doing tonight, Jacob? You making a video? Yeah, that's right, Celestial. Always be taking them profits. Especially right now. Take those profits while you can, because it ain't gonna be like this forever, that's for sure. I don't know, man. Ah, what's it going for right now? Mega for alligator. What, 150? Something like that? How many packs have you opened of Ascended Heroes? I'll leave it at that. I think it's like 150 right now. You've only opened up 3 and you hit that? I just keep it. Do you like for alligator at all? Because I mean, you could sell it in theory. You could sell it, take it like, well, I don't know who you take it to. Maybe take it to like a card show, something like that. It's a single though. I don't know, man. What'd you say? Yeah, if you, I'll be honest, but if you don't give a shit about for alligator at all, get rid of it. Get rid of it. Sell it. Try to, I don't know. I take it to like a card show. Try to sell into some sealed product. I mean, don't maybe get some more Shrouded Fable. Get a Shrouded Fable ETB. I know how much you like Shrouded Fable, so yeah, that's what I would do. I would try to move it into some sealed product if you don't care about it. Now, if for alligator is one of your favorite, then um, or in the Discord, blood put at Adro. He's in the Discord, like the little at sign at Adro, and see if maybe you can work out a deal with him on it because he says he wants it. So see if maybe he'll send you like some sealed. You guys can work out a deal. If not, sell it and take the profits or put in some sealed. That's what I would do. But that's awesome. All right, Lambo, have a good one. Appreciate you as always. Yeah. Anyways, I'm gonna hop off, guys. Whoever's left, blood again. Congratulations. I'll see you in the Discord. Good luck with selling that. Let me know what you do with it. Appreciate you guys as always for coming by, checking out. Always a good live. Always good to see you guys. We will be live tomorrow, 10:30. We'll be looking at some market stuff. Maybe I'll see y'all there. If not, have a great weekend, and I'll talk to you guys later.